A Part 2, The Poison of Passion. I left the apartment, the bitter taste of Lisa's dinner still lingering in my mouth, not just on my tongue, but in my soul. The sourness of her anger had seeped into my being, filling me with a restless, simmering rage I couldn't shake. I needed to get out, to find a way to expel this toxic energy that was now coursing through me. The city streets were cold and unwelcoming as I walked, the night air doing little to cool the fire burning within me. My thoughts were a chaotic whirlwind, and I couldn't focus on anything but the overwhelming urge to release the anger that had taken hold of me. I found myself at a park, the shadows of the trees casting eerie shapes on the ground. My fists clenched and unclenched, the need for release building to a crescendo. That's when I saw a group of guys hanging out near the basketball court, their laughter grating on my nerves. Every word, every sound felt like an insult, a mockery of my pain. One of them, a tall guy with a smirk plastered on his face, made a comment I didn't fully catch, but it was enough to push me over the edge. The anger that had been simmering inside me exploded. I stormed over, my vision narrowing as I closed the distance between us. "What did you say?" I growled, my voice a low, dangerous rumble. The guy looked taken aback, then laughed. "Chill out, man. No need to get all worked up." But I couldn't chill out. The rage that had been festering inside me, fueled by Lisa's hatred and my own frustrations, needed an outlet. Before I knew it, my fist connected with his jaw, the satisfying crunch of bone meeting bone reverberating through me. Chaos erupted. His friends jumped up, trying to pull me away, but I was a force of nature, unstoppable and wild. Every punch, every kick was a release, a way to purge the anger that had consumed me. I didn't care about the consequences, didn't care about the pain. All that mattered was the catharsis, the raw, violent release. Eventually, they overpowered me, and I stumbled back, panting and bloodied. The tall guy lay on the ground, groaning in pain, and his friends were shouting, but their words were a distant hum. The rage had subsided, leaving a hollow emptiness in its wake. I looked down at my hands, covered in blood. His blood, my blood. The realization of what I'd done hit me like a freight train. I backed away, turning and running from the scene, the adrenaline still pumping through my veins. I ended up at a bar, trying to drown out the reality of my actions with alcohol. The bartender gave me a wary look, but didn't say anything as I downed drink after drink. I needed to numb the guilt, the shame, the overwhelming sense of loss. In the dim light, I noticed a woman watching me from across the bar. She was beautiful, with dark hair and piercing eyes, and there was something familiar about her. She walked over, sliding onto the stool next to me. "Tough night?" she asked, her voice smooth and calming. "You have no idea," I replied, taking another swig of my drink. She introduced herself as Emma, and we started talking. There was an instant connection, an understanding that went beyond words. She listened to me, really listened, and for the first time that night, I felt a flicker of something other than rage or despair. As the night wore on, we ended up back at her place. The passion between us was intense, almost desperate, as if we were both trying to escape our own demons. It was raw and unfiltered, a release of everything we'd been holding back. In the morning, as I lay next to Emma, I couldn't help but feel the weight of my actions pressing down on me. The guilt, the anger, the betrayal, they were all still there, lurking beneath the surface. I knew I had to face Lisa, to confront the mess our relationship had become. When I returned to the apartment, Lisa was there, her eyes red from crying. She looked at me, and I saw a reflection of my own pain and guilt in her gaze. We stood there, silent and broken, the weight of our actions hanging heavy in the air. "Can we fix this?" I finally asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She looked at me, her expression softening just a bit. "I don't know," she replied, "but I think we need to try." In that moment, I realized that the path to healing wouldn't be easy. The poison of our anger and betrayal had run deep. But maybe, just maybe, we could find a way to purge it together.